Thank you very much for meeting with us today. We're basically going to be talking a bit about neurodiversity around Christmas time and how it can be different for people who aren't so neurotypical. So, first of all, could you just tell me a little bit about yourself and your background?
Yep, so obviously my name's Sinead. I was born with a really rare learning disability called non-verbal learning disorder. I wasn't diagnosed till I was 13. It's a very rare condition. It's more known about in America rather than in the UK. When I was diagnosed, they knew about me and one other girl in America. My background is I worked for MenCap as a disability equality officer. So I covered the whole of Derbyshire and Nottinghamshire. I also worked in the participation team for the Criminal Justice Service in MenCap between London and Birmingham. And I also work as a volunteer advisor for my local community advisory community organisation.
Awesome.
My next question, my question will be, is what is a typical Christmas like for you?
Okay, so my Christmas is typical family Christmas. It's different because obviously my brother-in-law is Muslim, so obviously we have to have halal meat. My sister also has celiac disease, so obviously she has to have it's basically celiac disease, so it's like barley, wheats, rice, oats. She can't have various things, so obviously we have to make sure that she has her own food area and her own food prep area so things don't get contaminated. But a typical family Christmas for me is mum cooking, and we're all just sitting in the back room and opening gifts. And I've just become an auntie for the first time, so I'll have my niece this Christmas, so that'll be
Congratulations.
Lovely. Thank you. My brother comes in from Amsterdam, and it's just a typical family Christmas, really. Watching the telly, watching movies, eating food. Yeah, it's just chilling, really. It's just a really quiet Christmas. Christmas has always been magical for us as kids. My parents still make us believe in Santa Claus, and we still put the milk out and the mince pies, as you do, and the carrot for Rudolph. They still, like to think that, Santa brings the gifts, and, Santa goes and tells mum and dad what we want for Christmas. And
Because he does, though, right?
Yeah, he does. Yeah. So for a lot of people, yeah. So, so for us, Christmas has always been magical. I've always loved it. I guess I've always thrived on it. So yeah, my partner also will be over for Christmas, and my brother's girlfriend as well. So it'll all be big family Christmas. And then obviously St. Stephen's Day, which is typically Boxing Day. Family normally call him from Ireland because we're obviously a big Irish family.
Catholic.
So so it's all the phone calls and grandchildren and cousins and aunties and uncles phone in from America and Ireland, and it's great. We love it.
Sounds like a lot of fun. It's an interesting thing you touched on there as well. Like part of the inclusivity sort of aspect being this big traditional meal, but then you've got all these different dietary requirements.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that my family has like 10 different requirements. My grandma won't eat gluten. We need like a vegetarian option, a pescatarian option. So that is always an interesting thing to think about.
Yeah. So every dish in the house is used, every piece of cutlery is used, Yeah, it's mad. It's great. It's what we love.
And can you think of any ways that Christmas is different for you as a neurodiverse person?
I guess the shops tend to be really busy, so I have to get in and get out. Do you know what I mean? I can't be in huge crowds. If it gets really busy, I have to leave. My partner also has learning disability, so he finds, like me, getting really overwhelming. So we plan ahead. We always do our shopping before Christmas. Otherwise, it just becomes difficult. So, yeah. But yeah, I just think the shops can be mad, and for me, that's just too much. Yeah, I don't
Absolutely.
enjoy that part of
Mm.
it. So yeah,
No, I totally understand what you're saying, Shannon. Obviously, as a person with a learning disability, I have as well, and with neurodivergent, I have. Shop can be overwhelmed during Christmas period time, before Christmas period time as well. You know, it's about you've got to get your timing right before you go there as well. So it's about if I'm going there, I just go in, come out. I do so. You know, it makes it easier that way because it can just feel very overwhelmed with a lot of crowds, and yeah, it's just one of those things, really. But you know what? It's good really going there and buying loads of gifts there, or you know, we can buy things online as well now because in case people don't really want to experience going to the shops during those Christmas
yeah,
before Christmas days, you can just buy things online as well. I mean, that's the bonus part of it as well, really, because you don't need to worry about it really going down shops nowadays. I mean, you can just buy things online and saves a lot of your energy going out there, and then you can do a lot more other things you need to get on with as well at the same time.
I have to have a
Absolutely.
list as well, so that it's not overwhelming. Yeah, so yeah, I use lists as well.
So my next question will be is how do closed business affect neurodiversity people in your in your is it option or opinion?
I think it's opinion.
Oh,
Yeah.
opinion.
So clothes shops.
Yeah, so I guess how do like shops being closed affect neurodiverse people, in your opinion?
I guess for certain people that would affect them, because for some people with learning disability, they have their favourite shops. So them being closed can then affect everything. Like that can be a big thing. Like they don't understand that it's closed and the reason it's closed. So then it can cause sort of like a meltdown. And it's how do you deal with that then? So I guess it's preparing them in advance for what's going to happen and trying to explain it as best you can.
So I guess the next question is, how do you think that the change in routine can affect neurodiverse people? Obviously, neurodiverse is quite a wide umbrella, so there's gonna not just be one answer. But what is sort of your take on this question?
I guess it can be really busy. It can be a lot busier around the time of Christmas. So for people with neurodiversity, that can be then more overwhelming, if anything. It can be then become more of a struggle. The panic and the feeling of anxiety can then be heightened. So yeah, that's why I think it's really important for them to have lists and we can tick it off as we go along. And if they want to stop, we stop. If they say it's too much, we leave. I say to my partner, if you had enough, you can tell me and we can go. In fact, he can tell me that now. He told me that a few weeks ago in town. He says, I need to go. We need to leave. It's too much and we need to get out.
Yeah, so always having like the support mechanisms in place really, really helpful as it sounds.
Yeah. So it's just preparing them. If they need to leave, they can just say, I want to go. It's time to go.
So my next question will be, have you ever had to work at Christmas?
No, luckily. All the jobs I've done, I've never had to work at Christmas. I'm quite lucky in that respect. No, when I worked for Mencap, obviously we were closed for 2 weeks, so no, never had to work at Christmas.
So if you did have to work
Lucky.
Christmas, what would that be like, for example?
I would enjoy that, being away from family. I think for me it would be a complete no. It would affect my anxiety. I think the busyness would just be too much. I couldn't cope with that.
Yeah, agreed. I've also never had to work on Christmas, um, but I feel like that would just be quite stressful because it's just the one time per year where you actually just get to sort of relax and decompress
Yeah,
away from family,
it's
with family rather, not away from family. So Sinead, I guess I just have like one final question.
Yeah.
Which is basically, do you have any more thoughts about neurodiversity around Christmas, or just even Christmas in general?
I just think everybody who's neurodivergent should just enjoy it, whatever they want to do. There should be no typical expectations. I just think they should enjoy it how they want to enjoy it, and
Yeah,
how it should be.
absolutely. I think that's very well said.
Oh, definitely.
I feel like a lot of expectations get placed on it. You know, you have to do this and you have to be here and all things like that. But Christmas is really just about enjoying yourself. So part of being inclusive and accepting is that however you want to enjoy yourself, you know, it's Christmas time. So it's like you say, whatever their favorite food is, give them double,
Yeah.
you know.
So, I have a question to ask you. So, what's your movies? What's your all-time movies you like to watch during Christmas?
I love the Home Alone movies. I just think they're just classic. Growing up in Ireland, that's what we watched at Christmas. That's what everybody watched. Home Alone movies.
Mm.
Yeah, Home Alone movies. I quite like Polar Express. I'm looking forward to the next one in a couple of years. It's coming out. I love the Disney
Yeah.
movies.
Oh, me too. Yeah, literally, I like watching all those Christmas movies as well. Really, I do like watching Home Alone.
This is
as well.
It's a bit controversial for me to say
Yeah.
this, but I'm actually not a massive fan of Home Alone.
Okay.
I actually prefer. I love Elf.
Oh,
movie.
yes.
That's a classic. What are your favorites, Kasim?
Oh gosh, what do I like? I mean, I like watch all of them. I like watching all Christmas movies. I do, because I normally watch on the Disney Plus. So we've been watching the Christmas, the classical Christmas movie. I can't remember the guy's name. What's his name? The original movie.
The original Christmas movie.
Mm.
Is It's a Wonderful Life a Christmas movie?
Yeah, I watch that as well. I do. So
The original Christmas movie.
So, I've got
It's a
another
Wonderful
question.
Life is
Yeah.
1946. I don't know if that counts.
I love Miracle on 34th Street as well.
Oh, me too. I like that. There's quite a lot of like sequel to those movies.
Yeah, I absolutely love Love Actually as well. One of my favorites as well. I like that Christmas.
So, do you do any like
I've not seen a lot of these
board games? Do you do board games, or do you play any like during Christmas time with families?
Games. So we play Ticket to Ride a lot as well.
Okay.
And, growing up, we did. Yeah, we used to play board games, but not so much now. We just prefer watching movies really and just chilling out, relaxing.
less competitive.
Yeah, less competitive. Yeah.
Less likely to end in a fight.
Yeah.
Than board games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always bring the chess out when my family's around. Do a little like tournament. But Sinead, thank you very much.
No problem.
For having this interview with us. Been very insightful.